Hello friends, I'm Pankaj Sharma. Thanks a lot for the tremendous response I've received so far for my first two modules. And as promised, I'm back with the third module on ERM for dairy business. In the first two modules, we have covered so far the importance of ERM for dairy business, an overview about ERM and its evolution, and the statutory requirement of ERM as per the Companies Act. In the third module now, we will be looking at the organization structure required for the implementation of ERM and the roles and responsibilities of various players in the game. If you consider this video to be useful and interesting, please like it. And in case you have not so far subscribed to my channel, you may do so by clicking on the subscribe button so that you get the notifications for my future offerings. At the end of this video, I'm also giving the links to my previous two modules, which you can look at in case you want to refresh about the concept or if you have missed out on any one of the modules by clicking on the link. Thanks and happy viewing.
Given the importance and sensitivity of the initiative, the Companies Act mandatorily makes the Board of Directors, through their Directors Report, Audit Committee through evaluation of IFC and risk management systems, and Independent Directors through Code of Independent Directors, make them accountable for driving the ERM process and ensure that systems are in place and working adequately. To assist the above stakeholders in judiciously discharging their responsibilities as mentioned above, there is a provision of constituting a risk management committee comprising of but not limited to the following: Managing Director, Executive Directors including Deputy Managing Director if any, Chief Financial Officer, Chief People's Officer or Chief Human Resource Officer (CHRO), Chief Compliance Officer, and Chief Risk Officer, who is the member secretary to RMC. Each department and strategic business unit, depending upon the organization structure, is designated as a risk unit, and each such unit appoints a risk unit owner or risk champion who assists the CRO in implementation of ERM initiative in the respective units. The structure is depicted in the slide depicts the organization structure for risk management process in an organization. As can be seen, the risk management committee comprising of Managing Director, ED, the Chief Financial Officer, Chief Human Resource Officer, Chief Compliance Officer, and Chief Risk Officer reports into Audit Committee and is primarily responsible for overseeing the implementation of the risk framework. The Chief Risk Officer reports into RMC for the risk management process and is assisted by risk unit owners or the risk champions who have the job of identifying and mitigating the risk in their respective areas. Each stakeholder has specific roles and responsibilities to perform, which are detailed in the subsequent slides. In the risk management process, the Board of Directors has the role of approving the risk management policy as recommended by Audit Committee and changes as and when required, approving the risk appetite and tolerance of the organization, and reviewing and monitoring the risk profile of the organization through Audit Committee. The audit committee has the responsibility to review the risk management policy and changes and recommend the same for BOD's approval. Review and recommend risk appetite and risk tolerance of the organization to the board of directors. Review company's risk profile and recommend pertinent actions, and monitor the performance of the chief risk officer. Risk management committee has the responsibility to ensure implementation of risk management policy across organization, align authority metrics and control framework to ensure compliance with the risk appetite and tolerance, reporting to the audit committee on risk profile of the organization, ensuring that a formal risk assessment exercise is performed for each function on a quarterly basis, and review and approve risk registers of respective RUOs, including risk identification, their classification, mitigating measures, and risk scoring. Chief Risk Officer or CRO is the focal point in the entire enterprise risk management process. His main responsibilities are drive risk framework within the organization, support the board and audit committee in defining risk appetite and tolerance, facilitate periodic risk assessment within the organization, prepare and present risk reports for RMC, review the implementation of mitigation plans, review and consolidate risk registers, conduct performance assessment of risk framework, and mentor RUOs in fulfilling their responsibilities. The risk unit owner is the most important cog in the wheel. In fact, the risk unit owners are the hands and legs of the enterprise risk management process. Their main responsibilities are identification and mitigation of risk of their respective areas, discuss new risks identified along with proposed mitigation plan with respective RMC member and CRO, assess existing and emerging risks in all business decisions, ensure all business decisions are taken within defined risk appetite and tolerance limits, maintain and update risk registers for respective business areas, and communicate to the RMC and CRO, and finally conduct risk classification and polarization of identified risks.